Shabbat Shem Kakwadash.
Say the one to our apostles and elders, very great millstones, the blessings and the hope of the elect. As you know, we are the Hebrew Israelites, which makes up the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man and woman of the father's lineage. We are God's chosen people according to the scriptures. And one of the questions we get asked a lot when we come out here is, one, are we for change? Right? In the sense of, are we trying to cause growth or anything like that? Actually, all we're doing is what we're commanded, and what the Lord is doing, He's building up a spiritual army. So over here, we operate in the spirit. We don't take up arms or anything like that. We're really harmless, but we will defend ourselves because we understand the nature of this job. As Israelites, our power always came from the Heavenly Father. It was set up that way from the beginning. So we actually try to counsel our people and try to actually make them see what our real power is, because naturally you think that the way to get things done is to pick up arms or maybe get some money, get some real estate going, get some business going, get involved with the politics and the Congress and all that. But we're here to tell you that that's not how the Lord operates, and that's all vain. And it's actually a waste of time. Right? Our power is in this book and in these scriptures, and when we come out and prophesy, we prophesy against the society, and that's actually what brings about the change. In fact,
No, you can't.
Jeremiah 28 and 8 is that verse. Believe it or not, this is actually more powerful than running for Congress, running for mayor, even being in those positions. Because at the end of the day, you find out that you really don't have power to control anything. A lot of people think the president is able to change things. The president can't do crap. All he knows is politics. He doesn't actually know anything about technology. Probably never picked up a tool in his life, so he doesn't know what it takes to actually make change. All he knows how to do is write up bills and pass them. Right? What he's told to do. What we're doing is we're prophesying against a wicked society, a wicked kingdom, and we're saying, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, reigning in the earth. He's the one that sits on the throne, the world into the walls of God. But his actual Hebrew name is Yahweh, which means He is. And the beloved Son that's sitting on the right hand side of Him is Yahweh Shai, which means He is a deliverer. They are both so-called black men. You got that for me?
Yes, Kai.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against many kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
The job of the prophets was that they prophesied against countries and kingdoms of what? War and evil and pestilence. So when the prophets came on the scene, you had to inquire, like they did with Samuel, is it peace? Right? Because that's not a good sign if you see the prophets, because 9 times out of 10 they come up with that message of destruction from on high, from the Lord. Right? So this is what we're doing. And here's the thing. Can you give me Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 22? And here's the thing. This is why we call it the hypocrisy, primarily of you so-called Christians and you Christian church. By the way, that whole movement is just basically dead on the deathbed. Y'all resorting to, like we said, y'all resorting to Zoom meetings now. Ain't nobody coming in there. Right? So you try to get as many people come in there as possible because you don't have the truth. People have left. Right? The thing about you hypocritical Christians is that you will say that you love the Lord and you believe that the message is just peace and prosperity. So if we was up here teaching peace and prosperity, you would say, oh, this is the time for that. I can hear you. But if we told you war and pestilence and evil, no, that's not the time for that. That's a long time from now. We're going to be long gone. Go ahead, read it.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verse 22. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Right, so in our days, because what's the concept, what's the mentality of Jacob? Oh, days are prolonged, we ain't got to worry about that. Why is that? Because it don't sit well with them. Because of what they hearing isn't soothing and smooth to the ear, right? So if we up here and we talk about peace and prosperity, everybody will clap their hands and say, yep, that's thus saith the Lord. But if we say evil and hard times, no, that's not, nope. So you've already made your mind up as of what you want to hear, right? In fact, I tell you, you mind, go ahead and grab me Isaiah chapter 30, starting at verse 9.
I get it now.
Okay. So you already made your mind up as of what you want to hear, and if you don't want to hear that, you reject it. When is it never a time to want to hear about peace and prosperity? And that's all everybody wants to hear, but we're not in those times. What the Lord said, it's going to happen in this time, and you're going to see it. It's happening before your very eyes. The brother just shared information about how Turkey wants to leave the EU, NATO, and join the BRICS nation. Well, that's Ezekiel chapter 38, where he says, Gomer and Tamar will basically be one with the land of Magog, which is Russia. That's happening before your eyes. And what does that chapter prophesy? A symbol, an assembly, a truth to what? World War III. And this is going to happen in your lifetime.
Right.
You got that book?
God.
Verse 9. Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30. If you don't mind, Bible Kashar, I started in. Verse 8, it reads, now go, write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come, forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord Yahweh, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not, unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits.
Right.
Verse 11, get ye out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in the high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. And he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel, and is broken in pieces. He shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it a shear to take fire from the hearth, or to take water withal out of the pit.
Right, and can you find that where it says we have made lies our rescue? So that's what Israel wants to hear. Don't prophesy to us the right thing. Say it to us smooth things. Prophesy deceits. And one of those deceits, notice it always comes within. The thing I noticed about the Israelites, right? Eventually, when they stop prophesying, well, eventually when they against prophesying or they're against rebuke or correction, eventually you hear this, we can build on this side. They change the message. The peace and prosperity is always the same. We got to build here and stay here because the Lord wants us to be here. No, he does not. That's wicked. That's a wicked counsel, as the scripture tells us. He wants us to focus on getting out of here. And that does not mean going and, like I said, getting into politics, right? Or getting into Congress, or vote, or trying to build a community. All those are the wicked thoughts, all right? They seem sweet, but it's not the will of the Lord, right? And as according to the scriptures, every time we got something done, we went out and prophesied and we relied on our Lord to deliver us from the captivity. And that's what we're going to do today. See, our power is back here. Our power is in this book. Our power is our prayer and call on the name. But a lot of Israelites want their strength to be in the gun. They see what Esau do. They see what he's capable of. And they say, look, I know that we're stronger than them mentally and physically and spiritually. We can overtake them the same way. No, you can't. Because their blessing was that sword. They were given that. Okay, everybody knows that Esau and Edom can't fight or fight fair. They have to cheat. That's what they do. So they have to come in, guns blazing at 3 in the morning after they done let off 4 or 5 flashbangs to get you in your sleep. That's how they get down, man. They cheaters. They don't play fair, right? They lie, they steal, they rob, right? They lace blankets with smallpox, right? And backstabbing, making peace treaties, and once the guard's down, then they coming in with the sword. That's the nature of this thing. The Lord gave them that blessing, right? Our blessing is in the truth, it's in the scriptures. Now don't get it twisted. When we, Israel as a whole, hey, we of course not to be reckoned with. When you read about King David and his army, man, it gives you the breakdown of what the tribe was cold at, boy. We was cold, man. We was. And what is that, that's all going for you.
Untouchable. We was in good standing with our power, man.
Untouchable, man.
Psalms 144, verse 4. This is it's the book of Matthew, chapter 25, and verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Before him shall be gathered all nations. He shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from his goats. He shall set sheep on his right hand, and the goats on his left. Okay. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom for you from Slakia. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Right? So that's what Yahweh Shemel Shah probably get ready to say. Like the brother mentioned earlier, like how like people that they not really going to church no more. Okay? Why? Because the Lord, he has the truth out here. Because everybody know that going to church is a damn lie. You know? Like even then, you got witchcraft at an all-time high. So you had that video of so-called black women that left the church and went to study witchcraft. You know? And that's the Lord making that separation. Okay? It's even divided amongst Israel. You got Israelites that teach 100% truth. You got Israelites that don't. Okay? And the Lord is making that separation now as we speak. Because you either on his right side or you on his bad side. Good side or bad side. There is no middle. Okay?
The Lord says that he wants to deliver us out of this place, not stay here and build. Right? Not stay here and try to build a society. It sounds good, it sounds smooth, but we wasn't brought here to just play Israelite community and be a happy Israelite family. You know what I'm saying? Oh, everybody just shouldn't, nobody should correct or reprove nobody, just be okay with knowing that they're Israelite. You know, I'm not okay with a group teaching that our people that there's a place called hell. This is reserved for Israelites only. Now we're gonna correct that because that's an evil doctrine. You know what I'm saying? We're going to prophesy against this place, and we're going to let you know, as the prophecy hits, that look, we're almost out of here.
That's right. God, this is the book of Psalms 144, verse 1. Blessed be Jehovah my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight.
Right, that's King David. Right. So King David was the man, right? But understand, what really made King David great was his obedience of the law and obedience of Yahweh Shemel. That's what really made him great. Yeah, he slung that stone know what I'm saying? The Lord was with him, right? But what made him great was his obedience to Yahweh and the order. Even under King Saul, as it was written, he behaved himself wisely. Okay, he knew Saul was looking for something, but he still respected the order. Saul done ganked him out of his woman, ganked him out of this, so he said, okay, I'm gonna keep it. And then even when he had opportunity to avenge himself, he said, no, this is a sin. That's why the Lord gave him the kingdom. And then King Solomon came in and he had 40 years of peace. So guess what? King Solomon didn't have to lift the finger. See? So that's where our power comes. Our power lies, like the brother said, when we in good graces with Yahweh Shai, you can't be touched. Stop. But when we are together, we still a force not to be reckoned with. That's why one of the curses is that we spread out. Like I like the analogy that the Apostle Ramblot uses, like us being together is like close fitting, right? And there's power behind the fist. Whereas you want to weaken it, you will spread your hand out, you separate it to the flat, right? That weak. You know what I'm saying? Which is true. And that's how we are. When we're spread, we're basically weakened. You know? But even though we were so strong, if we was against the Lord would still fight against us. Still. In fact, I gotta keep you in Jeremiah 25. And you look at the text.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 17 and verse 9. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us our men and go out fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on top of the hill with the rod of Yahweh in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek, and Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him. And he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
Right, so you see, our power, our strength was what? In the Lord. That's what it symbolized. As long as Moses' hands were up, we prevailed. But when his hands got heavy and brought down, then they started to prevail. And the scriptures tell you that they slaughtered, Amalek killed the exhausted ones behind them. The exhausted ones and the weak ones, the feeble ones. Right? So Amalek did manage to do some good damage. But in the end, we won. Right? But why do we win? Because the power of our Lord. That was symbolic from the beginning that our strength is in Yahweh. Okay, that's what our strength is. Right? Yeah, you could be a bad dude with the DBJ, right? Taekwondo, okay, Wing Chun, Judo. You could be a bad boy. But at the end of the day, your strength is in Yahweh. You know? Because it's just all knowledge anyway. But when you get into the scriptures, like we mentioned King David, right? His strength was in the scriptures, really, his faith in the Lord. That's what's his strength. You know? Yeah, go ahead and stand by us from perspective.
I got the book of Amos 9 and 11. This is the book of Amos 9 and 11. And the reason it says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and all the heathen which are called by my name, saith Yahweh that doeth this.
Right. So the Lord is doing that now. How's he doing that? Like I said, he's raising up the spiritual army right now. To walk up to the fact that we're Israelites, we're teaching our people, we got our heritage back, we got the truth back, and now we're out proclaiming it. And us coming out here teaching has brought fear to the other nations.
And all we've done was come out here and teach. And guess what that got us on? The terrorist watch list, right? But we're harmless. But because we're prophesying against the society, the powers that be find it as a threat, they have to acknowledge, they finally have to acknowledge it, right? They done plenty of videos on us, naming, slandering us, stage, editing clips, all that other stuff. But this is how we get things done. Because even then, you still gonna have Israelites that's gonna come in this thing and say, okay, so what we about? Let's make some change. Let's get these black businesses going. Let's build a society and all that. Now, I actually support when I can if I see Jake trying to make something happen, right? He's still in his house. But I know that this place is gonna be destroyed. Right. We're not here to build a society or kingdom on this side. Like I said, it sounds smooth, but Jake always end up steering towards that direction. Because they lose sight of the goal and they say, look, this is our life, let's make something happen now, right? So essentially you put the prophecy of the Lord on the back burner. You really just want to stay here and see how far you can get on this side, right? Okay? We're not here to be Israelite community activists. That's not our job. Deacon ASAP, okay? Because first of all, you're a damn hypocrite because you causing the same problem you claim you're trying to fix. Because for some reason, they blaming single mother epidemic on men, showing you they just pandering. But you break up families, man. Okay? You tell a man he got to leave his woman if she don't believe, causing the very same problem you claim you try to fix. And that's how you know you guys is all a bunch of hypocrites, man. Just like eventually a Christian church gets figured out for embezzling money, sleeping with women behind the closed doors, etc. The same is gonna happen to you. Okay? This is all just a business tip. The Lord is not with this community spirit. He wants prophecy and he wants our people to be looking to get the hell out of here. And our strength is right here in this book. It's not making bribes with the devil. It's not getting the 501c3. But we gotta get the advantage so we can actually make some change. No, this is our strength right here.
It's the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction. You see, the Lord wants us to come out of this place spiritually, mentally, man. Because look, everything is defiled here. You can't really enjoy anything once you have the knowledge and understanding of the truth, man. Nothing is enjoyable here. You know? It's all polluted. You see?
Right, it is. Heck, just this month, when the month just started, this is so-called Pride Month, which is wicked. But they said what? In New York, the STD.
I think it's like
It's a ringworm.
yeah.
Made its way from India over here because of the sodomite, okay? And because of sodomy spread, right? So all that does is cause an alarm because you know this month everybody's gonna be even more wicked. Right. So you like, man, this stuff spread, it's gonna spread even further. So you don't even have the comfort of dealing with a woman out here in your mind, you like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody stuck on her. So if you want to indulge in that too, you taking a risk too. So you can't even get nothing clean out here. Okay? So you should not, definitely don't want to put this, have your heart set on this place and talk about getting better. It's so polluted, man. It'll pollute you if you just say, stay here. We'll all be in job pollution eventually.
It's just no type of it ain't no answer.
That's why the Lord said if he did shorten the days for the elect sake, all flesh will perish. Because look, man, all this stuff that's going rampant with these moles, these diseases going out because of these moles, man, doing all the perverse acts, man. You know, you get with a woman and she might have one of those diseases, man. You know, that's why we in a time where you have to be careful. You know, that's why the Lord would reference these times as perilous times, dangerous, risky times, man. You're really taking a risk dealing with a newborn, man.
It all stems back to breaking the law. Homosexuality increases disease. Disease spreads because of homosexuality. Okay? The moment, you got a lot of men that's on the down low. Okay? If you deal with a woman that dealt with a man and that man was on the down low, homosexual stuff, right? Don't deal with a woman that got homosexual friends because they messing around, man. They are wicked, as Brother Benji like to say. Homosexuality and sodomy and harlotry go hand in hand as per to the law, right? So it's dangerous. You know, it's risky. And I'm sorry, I brought in Jeremiah 21. Start at verse 3.
Verse 3.
They give you pre-beds. Pre means before. So that right there, like if somebody's going into surgery, right? Or they about to go to physical therapy, whatever, they might take a painkiller first because they know that they about to experience pain. So they're going in there knowing I'm going to experience some pain. So they take the med beforehand so it can already be there. If you a sodomite, they encourage you to go see the doctor immediately. He gonna give you a whole list of meds as pre-med because he's gonna tell you are engaging in highly dangerous activity. Okay? And you don't even need that stuff unless you're dealing with a woman. If she's a virgin, you good. And guess what? You can have 5 wives. They all virgins and they only deal with you, that one man, no diseases come out of it. The moment one woman steps out to deal with another man, then that's when the risk of disease come in. She basically compromised everybody. Right. If they was all virgins. You know?
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and 13. It says, if a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Okay? Don't get no plainer than that. You doggone sodomite. It's against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
They're showing you America so ass backwards in their video. The damn sodomite doctor explained, yeah, this came over from India because of the homosexual thing. So you, as a so-called in that position, you know how dangerous it is. Yeah, you a sodomite your damn self.
Right.
And instead of talking about encouraging people to be safe and all that, how about you cut the problem at the source? All right, but you can't do that because Babylon's too far gone. Like I said, you don't have an island big enough to cast off all the sodomites. Okay, it's too bad. Okay, this society is going too far left. And just in this month alone, we started seeing harlotry, lewdness in the streets, and the black women over there fighting in the street. So-called proud, wicked as all hell. And they still got the rest of the month, and they're gonna go all out. Okay, so this is the type of shit that you're gonna see disease spread. Man, you want to get the hell out of here, man.
And I could say, like the brother mentioned, like a lot of these sodomites be dealing with their so-called straight friends, right? And the only reason why a lot of you women be dealing with a bisexual man is because you a masculine woman. You know, so you attract feminine, down low men like that. All right? Because this world is backwards, man. Like you women, you want to be men now, and vice versa. These men, they want to be women. You got a grown ass man walking around here with lawn care and a damn purse. All right? Yeah.
Grown man got a wig. That's that perverse spirit, man, that people in society.
Right.
It just get worse and worse. You know, why they target your children.
Right. Yeah, a lot of these women, they got they got short hair. Right? And if she do have they speak the devil. And if she do have long hair, she got some funky ass dreads.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, and the 9th verse. It says, thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with diverse seeds. Okay? It's talking about land, but it's also talking about you women. Okay? Lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown and the fruit of thy vineyard be defiled. Okay? You women going out here sleeping with different men, that's mingling seed. Okay? As the brother went into. You know, that's how STDs get transferred. Okay? Because each man's seed is different. Okay? Yeah, he a man. Okay? And we all men shoot out seed, okay? But each man's seed is different.
It's DNA.
Right.
You know, because with man's sperm, that's a type of spirit. Right? And a lot of these women said they bodies are just harborages of, I'm saying that word right? Harborages of death, man. They got all type of you know, male semen up in their body.
Semen then.
That's right.
Cold.
Right, because scriptures refer, yes, to your body as well as land.
Right. And it's like and the semen stay in you for the rest of your life.
Because the semen passed the blood-brain. Sorry, the blood-brain barrier. Okay?
That's right. That's right. And like, hey, you just don't know how damaging that is to your spirit.
We'll find out later in life.
Right.
When they all jacked up.
Yeah, like shit, it's too late now, you dumbass.
You know, took one too many rides on the car carousel.
Right. Just hopping from man to man to man. Right? Hey, the world would be a so much better place if the laws in the Bibles were established. What do these people do? They try to make it seem like the laws of the Heavenly Father are out of date. You know? Yeah, hey, this is oppressive. This is toxic masculinity. Okay? Yeah, this is the new age. Alright? This shit was never broke. So why would you try to recreate the real? That already works.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 21, verse 3. Then said Jeremiah unto them, thus shall ye say to Zedekiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of Israel, behold, I will turn back the weapons of war that are in your hands, wherewith ye fight against the king of Babylon and against the Chaldeans, which besiege you without the walls, and I will assemble them into the midst of this city. And I myself will fight against you with an outstretched hand, and with a strong arm, even in anger, and in fury, and in great wrath. And I will smite the inhabitants of this city, both man and beast. They shall die of a great pestilence.
Right, so during times, and that's during the time of Babylon, because our people was resistant to the power. The Lord said, I'm going to set King of Babylon up for X amount of time. If you want to live, you got to bow your necks and go in and surrender. You're going to survive. But if you try to resist, you got in your spirit, no, we're going to fight. We're going to make it. We're going to flee. The Lord said, I'm going to fight against you. And you know what that means? You can't win, right? So if the Lord is fighting against you, you can't win. So you have to be on his side. And we were against the Lord during the time of slavery, during the Black Water, all the way up to today. Up until now that we got this truth, the Lord was against us for being able to actually come back to our feet, right? Because we moved in the wrath, so he put us under this captivity, but it was only for a moment. And he turned his back on us for a moment. Now he came back to us, and he's telling us how they operate. You got to abide in this truth. But still, you're going to have Israelites that say, no, we can fight, we can make things change. The Lord Yahweh Yahushua is telling us how do we operate in these times. What we're doing right now within the internet, which is the unicorn, okay? Somebody, I just want to give me Isaiah 19, I'm sorry, Psalms 19. And then, I need that, I need Romans 13. Yeah, back on it. This is
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right? The high mountain represents power structure, which you can say people. He said exalt, it says lift up the banner, right? Which is this truth. Shake the hand, meaning reprove and rebuke, like we're doing. That it may go into the gates of the nobles. The gates of the nobles, the leadership of this world. Just like Abraham, when he went to the sea to lie about Sarah being his wife, what happened as soon as they met him at the gates? When you meet him at the gates, you have to state your business. And what you're coming to do, if you're lodging, if you're looking for players, if you're there for a minute. But either way, all people that come in, the leader or the king knows. That's why he already knew that. That's what he said. Sarah will tell you my sister. I don't know what these guys might do. And once they got news, what the king knew, he said, I want it. So the gates of the nobles represents the leadership. So this truth is eventually going to make it to the doorstep of the wicked elite, and they know us. Like I said, they on the so-called terrorist watch, you have, they label it so-called black Hebrew Israelites. We're not black, right? We are Hebrew Israelites. But they acknowledge it. This is the power of the Lord right here. And they're shooting up because what they worked so hard to conceal is now being brought forth. Now we have the truth. Because you have people today walking around calling themselves the people, calling themselves Jews. But what's the truth of the matter? The truth, biblical Jews, according to history and facts, and according to the scriptures, are the so-called Negro population. That's huge. That's a huge win. You know how hard long they've been trying to conceal that information? And they called you black. What does black even mean? I'll tell you what it means. Everything negative. Void of light. Evil. Stupid. Even on a color chart, if you got a color chart, guarantee you black is going to either represent 0 or no good, bad, while white will represent clear to go, next, number, etc. They know what type of game that plays. But now we know who we are. Real Jews and the so-called Negroes. Okay? That's huge. Because then you go to the Messiah, he's the so-called black man. Because he is the child of truth. So as the saying goes, knowledge is power. Well, the Lord gave us back his knowledge. You understand? And he told us how to operate. Let's say page 2. And I believe it's not chapter 2, it's chapter 3 about looking for a taste.
Yeah, I was going through the whole time.
Oh, okay.
This is 2 Peter chapter 3, and verse, we started verse 9. And it says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promises.
Right, he's not slack concerning his promises. The promise is that what? It is the Lord's good, it's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. It's going to come. It's going to come. But what is it in the heart of our people? Our Lord delayed this coming. Let's just stay here and build. Can you give me Ezekiel 11? Let's just stay here and build because it may come, we just don't know when, so let's just make the best of what we can now, and let's just focus on building the community, etc. That's a pleasurable, prosperous mindset, right? You think you're doing something good for the so-called community, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna try to fix the community? Did not the Lord put us in this situation? He put us in this situation, right? Okay? So we gotta understand we're under the curse. So it is what it is. I guess.
The reason it says.
And for future, you can just post up and just salute afterwards.
In the future,
just post up and you can salute afterwards. That way we don't mess up the flow. But you're good. You're good. I'm
Go
ahead.
And then continue on. Verse 9, and it says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promises, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
Right, so the Lord is not slack concerning his promise when some become slackness, because it's easy to sit back and say, man, we still here, the white man ain't going nowhere, the dollar's still here, man, we got some time. So let's make these plans for the next X amount of years. Well, the Lord said he's coming as a thief in the night. And you do realize that once that happens, that's it. Ain't no going back. Okay, the Lord is actually very merciful. Okay? Because once he closes the door and says that's it. Don't let me go back, I just need a little bit more time. Ain't gonna be none of that. That's it. Okay? You should have did what you had, and just like the other said, Ariella, I believe what it said. So I heard it somewhere. When you wake up to the fact that you're in the truth, understand that you have just about no time. You behind no time. You really are. Okay? Because the Lord is speeding things up. I mean, it's a blessing either way. It's what you talk about, then you're going to have something gonna come in the last hour, which is a blessing. Okay? But to get this truth and all that, you behind. Because at any moment, Esau can shut this whole place down. So you want to make sure you get these breakdowns of the scriptures as soon as you can. You know, while the door is open. Right?
Continue on, and it says, but the day of the Lord was already. And it says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Right, so what's your mindset? What should it be in? And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, and I've realized this, the Spirit kind of reveals to a pilgrimage is the safest route to be in, man. You know what I'm saying? Once you examine what the fuck is here and how the troubles and the stress is endless, right? Pilgrimage is the way to go. It's a mentality. And all that means is that you have no attachment to this place. Very few, if any, to this damn place. Because it's just going to be a liability, it's going to be an anchor, and it could be a burden.
I got the definition of minimalist. It says, when you call a person a minimalist, you're describing their interest in keeping things very simple. A minimalist refers to a minimum amount of degree or something. Right? So yes, keep things simple. Like, don't do too much. Right? Proverbs, I think it's 30. Says, give me neither poverty nor riches, but feed me with food convenient for me. Right? So that's the mindset that you gotta have in this place. Hey, I got the necessities. I got food, clothes, water, all right, shelter. I got a decent income coming in. It may not be the best job, but hey, it's a job. I like the environment, and I'm making money. Like, don't try to do too much, because you can destroy yourself trying to labor to be rich. Scripture is against that. Keep going, man.
It says, verse 12, looking forward and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Right. So you see, that's what your mindset should be. Looking for and hastening to the coming. Right? But you can get distracted. You can get distracted. And you can lose sight because of the snares of this world. It's all around you. Very easy to dive back into the world. Very easy. Okay? It's very easy to go off. Okay? You can do it tonight if you want. You know, very easily get back into a snare in this society. Because it's all around you. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be careful. And that's why if you keep your mind focused, you have that idea and mentality of a pilgrim. Alright? That's the best way to be.
Proverbs 30 and 7. And it reads, two things have I required of thee, and I mean them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. He shall be full in the 90 and say, who is the Lord? Least I be poor and still and take the name of my power in vain. Bring it up. So you should be praying for your daily bread. Okay? When you come into the truth, you understand the purpose of everything. You understand the purpose of your life is to serve Yahweh Shemiah to the best of your ability. You understand the purpose of certain things. A woman, a helpmeet, a car, to get from A to B, transportation, food, and to maintain yourself. But now, like, everything in this society is just built up vanity. Okay? Like, everything is vanity. Right? And even Solomon said everything was vanity. He said, hey, I did it all. And Solomon had all the riches that man could ask for. Women, money, wisdom, fame, swag, personality, charisma. He had all that. He said, hey, it's all vain. It doesn't mean anything. That's good if you have it, but hey, you should be good without it too. You know? Shit, hey, a pretty woman in this society is death. Okay? She's pretty much just a prostitute. Like all those Instagram models and stuff, the majority of them are miserable. Right?
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to read, and a time to suffer. A time to keep silent, and a time to speak. A time to love, a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. What profit had he that worked in that wherein he labored?
So you know the time for everything. So it's all about acknowledging what time you're in. It's not the time for all that peace, prosperity, belief, and building a community. It's not that time. Those things are good in those times, but there is a time for everything. That's the problem with Jacob. They don't ever think it's a time to be serious. It's just always a time to play. Right, so you got the account of the Passover with Yahweh Shai and how serious it was. But that don't matter. All we need to know is that Isaiah had a party, a ball, that we're going to do the same thing. That's our excuse now. It's just party all year round. There's just never a time to be serious. You have to know what time you're in, and you want to take that serious. Right? That's why we do it. Because it's so easy to just make everything a party. You got to know what time you're in. This isn't the time to be trying to, I can't wait to, I got a vision. I want 5 kids. I'm about to start. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't the time for that, man. I mean, you can do what you want, but you got to acknowledge the time you're in. And also, you got to remember that how Shah himself says, many are going to be what? Marrying, drinking, partying. The Lord, so you got to keep watching, right?
This is going back to the point you made earlier, about how people today are so preoccupied and concerned about what their future is going to be like. I'm not going to say saving is wicked. If you want to save you a few dollars, if you can go ahead and do that. If you want to look out for something that you potentially may come down and you got a few dollars stashed away, that's all right too. However, the whole thought that you think that you got another 30 years to go in this place, man, are your eyes open at all? Because that's clearly not the case in the state in which, brothers went into various different things, everything from health, everything to the wickedness of this month, everything to the politics, everything to these false prophets that's out here teaching lies, and so on and so forth. You can't think that this place is going to get better, because it's only gotten progressively worse, you know, since you even had a memory. But I'm going to go into 1 Timothy chapter 6. And I'll just jump in. This is talking about the ministry, but, you know, it applies in this day and time, because that's what we're talking about. Us in the ministry who are doing what how about Shimon said, to the best of our ability, and those that are using it as a marketing tool to get gain. Okay? Verse 3, 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 3, it reads, if any man teach otherwise, consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our Lord, Yahushua Mashiach, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness. He is proud, knowing nothing, but darting about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be wherewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptations and snares, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil, not money itself, but your love for it, which while some covet after, they have erred from the faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But thou, O man of the Most High, flee these things, and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. You want to say something, bro?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the scripture that clown anti-Daniel was speaking about.
Right.
Because he's coveting after money and riches.
Right.
It's the fool. Okay? Actually believe, you can't find a scripture that tells you the most money you got is more valuable. Now the scripture says flee from that, because you covered after those things, as it says, many fall into temptation, snares, and pierce themselves through with many sorrows. Right? So it's about knowing what time you're in. And I love talking about it, because those are always the questions I get in the world. So, I mean, so what about this? What about that? You know, what about this? And my mindset is like, look, okay, pilgrim, okay, and that's the same, that's really the same as you can be. Now, during the time of King Solomon, yeah, it made all the sense in the world to enjoy the earth, enjoy everything. That's 20 years of peace from King David to King. Of course, that's the time, right? Because marrying and doing all that, sure. But then you got a time of trouble. And then you have to change your way of thinking. Now, you may say, well, we're good right now, but we believe what the prophecy says is going to come to pass. We believe that there's a storm coming, right? So you take preparation. That's what we're doing. Whereas others may say, no, I'm not going to deny myself the pleasure of the flesh. And it's like, well, go right ahead, but you got to have a mindset. And that's all really the Lord is asking. The Lord ain't asking you to sit at home and you say be a hermit. You can do that if you want. But he wants you to watch. Let's just get a second Ezra 16. Second 16.
Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the Highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
We believe that. It says measure the time diligently. So you have to watch. Okay? You have to watch what the Lord said, and that's going to behoove you to even operate accordingly. And watch what the Lord is doing. So we measure at a time. So we're not going to walk like fools on Christ. Like Ephesians 5, 20. Okay. So we have to redeem the time. That's what we're doing now. We're using our time valuably. We're watching, we're praying, we're observing. You know what I'm saying? To have that mentality like, Then camp, okay, it's camping season, y'all. Camping season. It's always camping season. But that's how comfortable they are to believe, like, all right, next summer, next spring or whatever, it's camping season. All right, y'all, it's the season now. They're not really looking to get the hell out of here. It's always camping season. When is it not camping season? But you know, that's how comfortable they are. They believe we're just here to be Israelite community and build a community, right? And just stay under the thumb of Esau, Edom, but just be okay with being here to make a business and stuff. I'd rather be in a spirit of peace and come to the day of the Lord, looking to get the hell out of here. You know how happy we got when we saw that turkey look at the joint? Said, there it is. Ezekiel 38. Let's go. Get almost out of here. See, that's good news to us. That's bad news to those who want to stay. Build the community. The community is a light actor. Like I said, it sounds good on paper, and really you just pandering to women. Because women don't like to hear stress. Okay? But they don't like to hear it. They want to hear the lies. Right? That's why the Lord set up men to do this job. You know what I'm saying? So you already know when you're talking about community and, you know what I'm saying, jobs and family and homes and neighborhood. So you said everything that a woman wants to hear. And we know that's what's going to get your pocket fat. Whereas telling them the truth, right? Telling them the truth, which is really the good news, that's what's going to really build up their faith. You know what I'm saying? Their relaxed spirit is really just of the devil. It's of the devil. Now you're not taking preparation spiritually. You know? You're gonna be caught off guard because the devil don't see it. The devil don't come around. They got an agenda, they want to see it to the end. They know what they're doing. You know, they want to shut this truth down and lock Israelites up. That's what they want to do. While you were out here playing.
See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is.
Right, so you understand what the will of the Lord is. You're in the know. And you have to redeem the time. When you come to Great Millstone, you're going to get that spirit of urgency, hastening the coming of the day, not the relaxed. You know what I'm saying? What do they like to do? They like to walk around and ask people questions. Name me 3 people in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? They like to do that like just having fun, like Bible truth, like having fun, like very cool, calm, relaxed. How about asking what the mark of the beast is? How much longer you think we got? What is the president election going to lead to? You know, things that progress this thing ahead. That's what you should be concerned about. Not concerned about just staying here in all lovey-dovey Israelite community.
Riding in on horses and fashion shows.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a sign that you want to stay here. Fashion shows, man. You looking to build big businesses. You looking for next year. You planning. You're doing a whole lot of prepping for years in advance, right? But the question is, are you ready to drop it and go? I don't think you are.
No.
You know? Because that's what you should be concerned about. You got that second info?
Yeah, copy. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 16. Can I start at 39? The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, starting at the 39th verse. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my words. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be as pilgrims upon the earth.
The Lord is telling you how to think. Because a lot of people like to throw that at great minister. Oh, y'all just saying to just be stagnant and be like, not progress in your little career or anything like that. We're telling you what the Lord wants you to hear. Okay? And we don't teach that. We all about progression over here. But we understand what the will of the Lord is. We talk about it all the time. We're talking about, should I go this direction, that direction? One direction might lead too far ahead, and you be like, nah, I ain't gonna be right. The Lord ain't really with that, you know, anything can happen. I might go for this one. That's more short term, and I can get here. And then if the Lord wills, we'll get here. But we'll see. Shit can hit the fan next year. That's the type of conversations we have. That's what the Lord is looking for. That was a good conversation. Brother just read, looking for in patience, right? So we are progressing ourselves, but at the same time, we know, well, it all depends. Lord willing. If the Lord can stop off the bam, bam, boom. Right?
I got a little bit more on that.
Yeah.
Okay. This is 2nd Ezra 16, starting at the 41st verse. It says, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose.
Right, so he that selleth is one that fleeth away, in the mindset of, all right, I sold it all, all right, now I'm gone, now I'm clear, I'm good. Right? And he that buyeth, what does it say?
And he that buyeth as one that will lose.
So you buy, let's say you buy a piece of land. The Lord gave you a blessing, you buy a piece of land. Okay, but I got the mentality, I could lose this. Shit can happen next week, next month. We'll see how it goes, right?
It says, he that occupieth merchandise as he that has no profit by it.
Right, so you got valuables and such, but you should know, like, this ain't gonna probably mean anything. You got a mom and pop store, and you probably know when the time comes, I'm gonna have to let this go. And that might have been something you worked so hard to build up, you finally got it. Or maybe it's been in the family for 20-some years, it's your time to take over. But here comes another so-called pandemic, here comes the lockdown, here comes the chip, right? So all this merchandise you have, and you want to see some profit by it, the scripture says had a mentality of, I may not even get profit by this. Okay, keep going.
And he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein.
So you got the mentality of building, but you got the mindset of I may not even be able to dwell in it. Because the idea, right, if you buy a new house, you planning for the long run. You like, this is it right here. And that's why we go back to, I'm telling you, being like a pilgrim, the Lord is telling you how to be mentally free. Because when I notice, I watch, the people who stress out the most are the ones that want to establish everything they have and secure it. So they constantly worrying about the insurance, they worrying about paying it off, leaving it to their children, right? Interest, they worrying about the person's property tax, they're looking at what's rising, they figuring out what's a good place to buy, to get around that, right? They worried about making sure they're keeping it up, they gotta keep it. They worried about retirement, right? They worry about all these things and it stresses them out. Whereas when you got the mindset of a pilgrim, you're less concerned about such. Really, you're free. You go, okay.
And he that soweth as if he should not reap.
That's plain and simple. You're sowing, right? Knowing that the brand, you can use something, but you got the mentality, I may not even be able to, right?
So also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. And they that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers.
So they that marry as if you will get no children, meaning what? You get a woman today, let's say you get a woman today, what does she want to hear about? She want to hear about the future. She want to hear about the house you're going to get. She want to hear about how the business going to run. She want to worry about how many kids you're going to have, how many you going to set up, how you going to set up a funding for the kids. She want to talk about where you're going to travel to, how many vacations y'all going to take out of it. That's what you're talking about, the future, right? The Lord said you got the mentality of, you married me, you still get a wife, right? But it's, you want the children, meaning we together, but we ain't gonna be in that time we can be delivered before we may have children, etc. And you might have kids, but you're just constantly thinking like, man, I hope the Lord protect me and my children. I know the evil times is coming. And then to say they that are not married as the widowers, meaning you got the mentality of, okay, well, I won't marry again, right? I'm just gonna focus on the Lord. So the Lord is telling you how to think. That's what we're gonna tell you how to think. So you come up here talking about thinking about going to med school. Okay, it's taking me 7 years. Hey brother, you might want to consider something else. Because you ain't got no fucking 7 years. Let me tell you that right now. Okay? Those opportunities were presented to all of us. All of us, those presented to me. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was in the hospital, hey man, so why don't you just go in? No. I ain't got time for this 17. I'm gonna go this route. I can be done with this in about a year. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but look at how much money you gonna be making. Oh, hey, look, the place gonna be destroyed. You know? So the scripture is actually saving your life. Okay? It's preventing you from getting too far in the jam, right? That's gonna be unprofitable too. Right? Hey, I can testify. We in Missouri, right? And Granite City still shut down. I was there for a few weeks, and I left because the Spirit said no. My friends that's actually there looked it out, called me a damn fool. They talking about how much money you gonna make. I said, man, I'm good. The Spirit telling me no. We're gonna shut down in a year, right? And they didn't take my advice because I told their ass, I said, you better get something from there while you can that can actually transfer you somewhere else. You're working a gig, that's fine, but you ain't really developing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And in y'all situation, you might want to consider, because they had actually already said that they were going to shut that motherfucker down before 2024. And sure enough, that's what they did. But I told them, take heed to the warning. They ain't gonna do nothing, they can't, they need us to steal. I'm like, bro, it's a factory. That's literally the nature of a factory job. You can get shut down and open and shut back down. That's the nature of it. But now, guess what happened? They experimented. I just talked to them the other day, and I'm like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm like, you see, you should have listened. But you see, I followed the Spirit. That's why the Lord delivered me. But because I got the mentality of, I'll take a pay cut. Fuck that shit. The Spirit said, no, I ain't with that. I'd rather go this route, right? But to the world, oh, you a fool. No the hell I ain't. Why? Because I believe that this bitch is gonna fall.
Right. I got a precept about that. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. Right? So, you know, the scriptures are supposed to be in the back of our mind. Every decision that we make, we got to think about, all right, just like the brother said, all right, well, we know that this is going to be happening pretty soon. Should I get into some super long-term commitment? Should I get into something that's going to take years and years and years for me to complete? Or should I just go another route where I'll still be fine, I'll still be good, but, you know, it's just going to be shorter. Like you said, you might have to take a pay cut. You might have to, you know what I'm saying, make a couple sacrifices or something like that. But in the end, you know and you understand the reason why you're doing it. You're looking out for, you know, the prophecies to come to pass. You're looking out for, you know, what Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is telling us to focus on. Instead of trying to focus on, like, for one thing, me and my pops, we have a conversation about, he always telling me, you know, man, get your 401k started. You know, get your 401k going, man. And it's like, sometimes I'll be in conflict. I'll be like, man, should I? Nah, I'd rather just keep that money in my check, because this shit, we ain't gonna, you know, it ain't gonna get that far.
Yeah, and they already coming out and saying, like, these generations don't have to work till they 90 or 100 or some shit.
Not only that, but the 401k ain't even designed for you to retire on. Okay? The truth be told that, but they ain't gonna tell you that. Okay?
And they saying that by X amount of years, Social Security gonna run out. You know what I'm saying?
And what does that matter? The dollar falling every day. They're gonna take that anyway. You know, majority of the banks are failing right now, right? Oh, what that one bank, Silicon Valley, fell the other year. Okay, all these banks about to close because ain't nobody paying their mortgage. They ain't paying their car note. Okay, so what is a 401k gonna do? They gonna take that before you can get to it.
Right. Technically, not even yours. Technically, they use that money to gamble with.
Exactly.
Just like that pension money.
This is Proverbs 23 and 4. It reads, labor not to be rich. Cease from thy own wisdom. Thou set thy eyes upon that which is not. For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Right. This is,
I was gonna say, that's like the brother said, that dollar collapsing every day. So guess what's gonna happen? You did all this labor to be rich, and then a dollar means nothing. So now it's behind the digital paywall, and they say, you want access to that? Take this chip. Take this chip. So but now you like, well, damn, I done worked my whole life, but we told you it was gonna happen, and now you didn't build up your spiritual riches, which is the faith, to say, oh, we should do that shit, you know. And we all gonna take some L's when the time comes. Some gonna be greater than the others, right?
Kind of precept to keep going, right? This is back in 2nd Ezra 16, right? And starting at the 45th verse. And it says, and therefore they that labor in vain. Okay? Okay, you done got all this stuff, 401k, houses, cars, Porsches, listening to Larry June, okay? Okay? It says, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captive. For in captivity and famine shall they get children, okay? And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more I will be angry with them for their sins, said the Lord.
Well, I'm saying he's angry when you got that mentality of, no, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to build. So let's deck the houses. Let's make everything perfect. We ain't going nowhere. Okay, the Lord wants us to stay right here and build. The Lord said the more I'm going to be angry, because the more you storing up, he's saying you just going to give it to another. I'm about to come and bring the judgment, and it's going to be going. It's going to be worthless. You see? But you see, it takes a challenge because, like I said, everybody around you is concerned about the same thing. All day, that's all I hear. Set you up for trust. Because what happens when you got kids, after X amount of years, you put money where you have $2,000 per year, and I'm like, look, bro, it's over. And that's kind of what I tell, like, look, bro, this shit's over with, okay? It's over with. Let it go. But, you know, I ain't gonna say that, but I just want to say, like, look, bro, it's over. This shit is done for, and I'm happy, okay? I'm happy. I don't want to worry about no fucking retirement. They telling us to our face, you got to work till you're 70. Bullshit. Bullshit, I'm not doing that.
We ain't even make it to 7.
Okay, what'll happen if you wrong? Okay, if I happen to make it to age 60 and I'm still in that wrong, I'll just die. You know? I'm not about to stay here. Fuck this shit, okay? The Lord, but I believe wholeheartedly that the Lord is coming back very soon.
Stay set, man. Everything is happening according to the schedule.
Yeah, you have to be a fool to think, shit, no more than fucking 5 years. Like, no more. We already know, you know who, Nero, aka Trump, is getting back in office. And you know what happened to Rome in the ancient world? No, that's when Rome fell. Who did he blame it on? Hey, that's, like, we are literally at the start of persecution. You know? Because everybody ain't bothered know about the Israelites now. Like the verse I read earlier. Everybody's getting put in place. Where the Lord is separating the goats from the sheep. You know? It's not gonna be no agnostic shit in that day. I don't believe in God. Hey, it might be something, but then again, you don't really know that. No. So it's either you gonna get down with the truth or lay down. You're either a part of the elect or you're not.
I'm casting all my chips in on the truth, man. That's what I'm doing. I'm not old, I'm not okay to leave. But if some keep this pure just in case, I'm casting it all in. And that's a lot of you guys that's traveling the fence, you ready, you ain't fully all in. The Lord wants you all in. You know what I'm saying? You like, okay, I'm gonna still do this, but I'm gonna still keep this just in case the Lord don't come back, I can fall back here. You know, because I don't really believe. Right? Right.
Scripture say, though it tarry, wait, shall not tarry, man.
Yeah.
So we see,
hey, we don't got no damn backup plans, man. Shit, we all in. I had one more slide. It's Ecclesiastes 2:9. So was I great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me, and whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, but my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this is my portion of all my labor. Then Then I looked at all the works that my hand had wrought, and all the labor that I had labored to do. And behold, all was vanity and vexation of the spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. Hey, so after all that the King Solomon did, we read the whole chapter. He said he got singers, male singers, women singers, be a house, vineyards, okay, chariots, right? He said he was all vexation of spirit, you know, especially trying to do that in this society, where society is basically collapsing before your eyes and it's only getting worse. You know, hey, you gotta be a fool to want to stay here. Hey, if you want to stay here, you just flat out wicked. You know? Yeah, like, shit, from the women, shit, the food, the air, the water, everything. You know? All you see is a bunch of hoes everywhere. And a bunch of damn devils. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, this is the book of Philippians chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, yet doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of a Mashiach, Yahushai, my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I might win a Mashiach, okay? Just going to what the man backing off the brother said, oh, none of this stuff count, okay? Because the true riches, okay, the true wealth is knowing these scriptures, okay, which lead unto salvation, okay? All this other stuff is gonna perish like the brother brung out, okay? What manners of persons we are to be, knowing that all this is going to be dissolved, roughly paraphrasing, okay? That's all I had.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And the reason it says that knowing the time that now is the high time to awake out of sleep, but now is our salvation nearer than what we believe. Okay, as the scriptures say, the Lord is not slack concerning his promises, man. The prophecies are coming to pass, man. As the brother said, the stages are set. The stage is set, man. Hey, the Lord can cause all hell to break loose any time now, man. So if you still in that sleep-like state, you know, hey, that means the Lord didn't choose you to get woke up anyway. You know? That's right.
Our salvation is nearer than we believe.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19, in the NLT. Don't store up treasures here on earth, where moths eat them and rust destroys them, and where thieves break in and steal. Verse 20. Store your treasures in heaven, where moths and rust cannot destroy, and thieves do not break in and steal. And let me read this too. Verse 21. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart also will also be. So that's the Lord. That's the Lord telling us, man. We gotta store we gotta put all our marbles up in heaven, man. Because that's where we're gonna get rich at. That's where we gotta be building our riches at. Building our riches here on earth, like the brothers were saying earlier, man. That's not gonna do nothing. Like we don't have 5, 10, 15, 20 years in this kingdom. It's going down, man. The dollar is getting devalued more and more every day. The people are getting more wicked. People are losing their minds more and more every day. So instead of thinking like you're gonna have all these years to save up money, all these years to invest into stocks, whatever you do, you got to be building up your riches in heaven. And how we do that through making lessons, and we do that through going out in the highways and the hedges and studying and things of that sort.
That's right. That's redeeming the time.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 12. And we'll jump into verse 16. It reads, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentiful. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits? And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But Yahweh say unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasures for himself and is not rich towards Yahweh. You know, and you look at it in a certain scenario, you know, you see these people, just like your brother mentioned, trust, and you got wills and all this kind of thing for your children. Well, all right, that's all well and good, but you know, for us in the truth, we don't worry about all that kind of stuff. Now, I was thinking about Deion Sanders. You know, he's always talking about how much he got. You know, I see the little show with all this little stuff and stuff like that. And told one of his daughters at one time that she was a trust fund baby, right? So, but when you analyze this thing and you look at it and you say, these people are wicked as hell. The younger people are even more wicked than their parents, right? So, if this dude leave here and he leave these riches, you could throw all of them in, LeBron James children, Michael Jordan children, they get these trust funds, they gonna go ape shit crazy because they didn't work for it. It's just free money to them, okay? And they more wicked than their parents, more than likely. And all they're gonna do is what? Go back and go into the world and give it all away anyway. And so it was all for nothing. It got you nothing. So
it's just what Solomon said, all this vanity.
that's right. So we, you know, in doing that, I mean, you know, you really you wasted 30 years saving for some ungrateful ass kid that's not going to do anything anyway. You know, and then you didn't build anything. The old folks in the church used to say, sending up timber, okay, when you would give. You remember that saying? They would give and, why are you doing that? Because, you know, they send it up to heaven whenever they give or do something, right? So a man not rich towards the Most High. I mean, all that, like the brother said, is vanity.
That's what King Solomon says. I did all this work. Who's to say the man actually
right.
People will ruin it, and that's exactly what happened. It's a real ball. Right? So it's all about understanding the riches in heaven.
Right.
You know? That's what it's really all about. And the thing is, like I said, it's all about time. Now, who's in the time of marrying, building, and all that? Sure, you can justify it in your thoughts. This ain't the time. We are not in those times. We're not in the 60s. Everybody will go back to the 60s. Yeah, that was the time back then when you actually had what they call the middle class. Jacob's doing all right. The music was better, best than it ever was. It was worth going out. You know what I'm saying? Women were fully clothed, dressed, people were respectful. Bread was a nickel, gas, quarter.
Women were feminine.
Women were feminine. And you could walk into any place and get a job that day. You could buy a house for $100. I'm talking about buy a fucking house for a few $100. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was the days back then. We ain't in those times now. Okay, we're well over 50 years, all right? And the times we're in are much worse than ever before. Yep, everything's polluted, everything's corrupt, so it's best not to have any attachments as much as you possibly can, you know? It's just for your own safety. You're free to do what you want, but you could be setting yourself up. Right? You got that. And this is, mind you, everything we're saying is coming from the scripture. This is how the Lord wants you to think. He don't want you to think, be concerned about the pleasures of this world, which every generation is concerned about 24/7. That's what the Gentiles are concerned about. You as an Israelite, you need to be concerned about these prophecies. You need to be concerned about what the real future lies ahead. The Lord's plan when he planned out the Israelites wasn't to be in America forever. It wasn't to see our offspring and our generations grow up in this society forever. That wasn't the case. Alright? This was so he could fulfill this law, bring judgment to these other nations for what they did to us, instead of World War III. And he's doing what he said he's doing. He's got Turkey moving to leave the EU to join what? The BRICS nations, aka join Russia, which is Ezekiel chapter 38. So the Lord's doing his part, and he told us, all we gotta do is come out here and teach. We ain't gotta come out here with armed guns or anything like that. Come out, teach, prophesy, occupy till the Lord comes, and he's doing the heavy lifting. You can't beat that. You can't ask for a better setup than that. The Lord, because at the end of the day, the Lord's still doing, you can say, all the work. Still. Right?
Revelation 18, from the start of verse 2. And it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, it is fallen. It is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean hateful bird. Jump down to verse 5. No, verse 4, sorry. He says, and I heard another voice from heaven, saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So hey, that's once again linking up with I think this is not our rest, man. We gotta spiritually depart and soon come to physical, because if you got any attachment to this world, hey, just like that attachment that you have is gonna be destroyed, you're gonna be destroyed along with it. So you gotta choose this day who you gonna serve. You either gonna choose to serve Yahweh Shem Shai or serve the world and be destroyed and punished with it, man.